This 3-Minute Egg is made possible from a generous grant by Ramon, the Minnesota Jewish Arts Council.
I know what you're thinking, but you have to understand, it's Valentine's Day, and we are at the world's biggest ball of twine. And Bean wouldn't have brought me here if he wasn't going to choose me. I was really upset the first performance. I walked up and down the line of audience members and apologized to everyone, which will probably go down in history as one of the more embarrassing displays of actor insecurity.
2 days before opening her show at the Minnesota Fringe Festival, Amy Salloway disassembled and threw out large chunks of her show and put herself into a sleepless panic trying to make it right. On this 3-Minute Egg, Amy reveals the guts of her creative process on this work in progress called Entwined.
All of a sudden he said, "Amy, it's over. We tried really hard, but it isn't working anymore. It just isn't." And we both started crying. We didn't even look at each other. We just lay there, parallel and perfectly still, holding hands, like those twin popsicles you get where you can't decide whether to try to eat them conjoined or just break them apart. I cried my eyes out for about 12 hours straight. I called 5 different friends who are all solo performers. I cried on the phone to them in their ears and told them that I had just destroyed my show and that I had taken all the heart and soul out of it and that I thought the heart and soul was there, but oops, it turns out that it's located in the narrative and now that was gone. And said, what do I do? What do I do? I have no idea what I'm going to do. And they each had fabulous advice in their own ways. And I took a Sharpie and inhaled the fumes and then started writing on neon paper all the things that they told me. And then I stuck them all up around my apartment where I would have to look at those words no matter what I did. And I wasn't sleeping, so there was plenty of eye-open time to look at those words. When I didn't analyze my own writing at all, boy, it was a lot easier to write. When I didn't know that I wanted to achieve anything, when I didn't know that I was going to set goals for writing shows and being a solo performer and touring shows all across the Fringe circuit every summer, and then selling them to other audiences, I didn't care and I just wrote. The more that I toured the Fringe circuit and saw phenomenally, experienced solo performers in Canada and how they worked, I think that was what started making me afraid of failure and afraid of, wait, what if this really isn't working?
Amy.
Says Bean. He puts down the rocks of love and takes both my hands in his.
Mei Lee has 90% of my heart. I can offer you 10%.
I just took every scene and I went back and said, okay, let's put the me back in. What I did, because I thought it was my growth and my mountain to climb, was I took out the me, so now we have to put back in the me. I'm not 100% happy with the script yet. I do think there's changes that have to happen. I guess I'm most grateful when people say things like, oh my God, I lived that, or I have totally been that person, or as people kept telling me about the character of Bean, I know that guy. We have all known that guy. So that's really nice.
You want to see the biggest ball of twine